Good afternoon. My name is Mark Atkinson, and I'm the CEO of Mursion. Mursion is a simulation platform for professionals to work on complex interpersonal skills. It began as a research collaboration at the University of Central Florida, where the computer science department worked with the School of Education to create what is seemingly a sort of preposterous proposition, and that is the notion that there could be actually a teaching simulator. There's a theory of action around simulation development in Orlando that came about as a result of Lockheed being based there and building the flight simulator, and a lot of the wargaming technology with CENTCOM being developed there. And that was the notion that all good simulation involves a human in the loop. When you actually look carefully at the way in which the military war games, as much as we promote the AI, the secret sauce to wargaming is the group of generals that sit in the control room and trigger the AI and bring human intelligence to bear. And that sort of speaks to the philosophy that Mursion has about the kind of simulations we do around interpersonal skills. We are a perfect marriage of improv and AI. The AI brings life, animation, voice morphing, and other capabilities to avatars in a way that we can do better and better with technology today. And improvs give them their empathy, their passion, and their energy to challenge you around the skills that you don't necessarily master. We work in a single actor can drive a collection of avatars. And to get a feel for how it works, let me just walk you through what a typical engagement is like for us. You can come downstairs and see us downstairs in the marketplace. People see Mursion, they quickly want to try Mursion and hire Mursion. They fill out a single-page template of a simulation that they want to do, whether it's at school or it's in the workplace. We turn that template around in a week. We can do that because unlike pure AI systems that spend millions of dollars in years building the branching logic to get a simulation right, the most difficult part of our simulations is actually done by the human. The client signs off on that simulation, they download the app, and they're off and running. And the unit economics are really compelling. And if you think about the problems that most teachers have, which is that they want to practice the thing they're going to do tomorrow, we can turn around real-time simulation in a powerful way. So here, just to get a flavor for how it works. Sound?
Imagine a classroom filled with avatars that look, sound, and behave precisely like the students you teach each day. A simulated classroom where the avatars can write on virtual iPads to showcase their work and thinking. Now imagine a world where teachers can open their laptop and interact with these avatars in the same way that they engaged their students at school.
Okay, class. Ava, do you mind showing me your work and how you arrived at your solution?
Oh yeah, sure. I just multiplied the final calculation y equals 0.5 times 25 and got 3.75.
Nicely done. What about you, Deb?
Yeah.
How did you arrive at your solution?
Well, I find it's the graphical method's easier. So I'm plotting the graph now.
A safe and low-risk environment where teachers can practice new strategies and study their effectiveness before implementing them in the real classroom. This is Mursion.
So 75 schools of education and a number of corporations now do this on a regular basis. We've sort of begun by sort of introducing in a few different areas, but if you look at the sort of range of folks, we've found there's an enormous attraction to this in the businesses that care most about human capital. McKinsey works with us around training partners around how to give performance feedback to sort of highly skilled workers. Amazon is using us to train managers who are working in fulfillment centers on how to interact with employees where they have enormous turnover in rural areas. We trained 20,000 front desk clerks at Best Western around customer service issues and produced through that effort the highest net promoter score that Best Western has ever seen in its life. We've been working with Educational Testing Service now for several years to develop their alternative to the EdTPA, for those of you that are familiar with the graduation exam for initial teaching licensure that Stanford developed. The National Observation Teaching Exam is ETS's response to that, a pre-service licensure exam that is focused entirely on simulation as a measure of teacher competency. We're doing a lot of work in other areas of customer service and financial services as well. The medical field has been doing this work for some period of time. We have an agreement with Elsevier where nurses go through our training in order to work on bedside manner and interpersonal skills. They also use it to work on ways for eliciting oral diagnostics with patients. The leadership field is really replete with sort of opportunities for folks to work on listening skills, active listening, de-escalating conflict and performance feedback. And those of you who just turned on the news last night saw, there are a lot of large-scale retail chains that are working on diversity, inclusion, and unconscious bias in the workplace. And we find this a really fruitful opportunity and are working with some of those employers as well. People love it. In our surveys of McKinsey and Amazon, this is a sort of a pattern. There is this notion, right? It's a sort of man bites dog argument. Why would it be more authentic for me to sit down and talk to an avatar than it is for me to pull up a chair and role play with a coworker? And for those of you who have done role play, our experience with role play is that there's no plausible deniability. You and I basically we're in front of our peers. We're going to sit down. We're going to push each other a little bit. Whereas people come into our simulator and they're like, they feel it's like a game, and I'm going to beat the game. And then the game can push back really hard. And we all know that we learn when we fail. And our simulation gives people an opportunity to fail in such a way that they improve their practice. We have a great team of advisors. I was just on the bookends. Jeremy Bailenson, for those of you who know, is the sort of father of the psychology of VR at Stanford. Sandy Pentland, the co-founder of the MIT Media Lab, who's been working on sort of analytical of meaning making and conversation for many years. Chris Deedy, who a lot of you I'm sure know at Harvard, has been working with us around the design of our simulations. Scott Compton and Bill Follett at UNH and Duke, really powerful around the behavioral psychology of our work. We'd love to have you see us. We're downstairs in the lab. Thank you very much.